So today is the final day of my 7-day vacation to Disney, to Universal. I got horrendously sunburned. I think I've put on like 20 or so pounds from all the food I've eaten. I am absolutely exhausted, but what is more exhausting than how I feel is learning that the brand new Fire Emblem Engage video game, a Fire Emblem game that I have been waiting for, was heavily censored, specifically with regards to the romancing of characters. Fire Emblem Engage, translation worse than feared, censors all romance. Here are the two images that were used as reference. I got a memento of our great teamwork, so why shouldn't you? That's a translation. The original Japanese was, even if it's too soon for us to be lovers, we can still be partners, don't you think? Now, I will preface this by stating that some of these characters I think are actually underage, so with reference to the underage characters, I totally understand, I do. But when the characters are legal age or are over the age of 18, like maybe the main character's under 18, I don't know. I think the main character is above legal age, and if that's the case, every male and female in the game that is also of legal age, I feel shouldn't be censored, yet I am aware that a lot of them have been. Another one, the English translation, nope, this partnership is our ticket to fame, fortune, and finding my family. The Japanese, with you I might just be the world's best traveling merchant. If we meet my family someday, let me introduce you as my significant other. See, these aren't even like explicit or anything. They're just kind of adorable so far. Early leaks of Fire Emblem Engage have sadly not only confirmed that censorship is real, but it was discovered that the censorship goes far deeper, as almost every instance of romance has been censored, and perhaps even surpassing the heavily excoriated Fire Emblem Fates when it comes to being unfaithful to the original Japanese version. Several diligent leave it up to Twitter and Reddit to find all this stuff out, man. Proficient in Japanese provided screenshots comparing the Japanese version of the game with the English localized version, revealing that almost all implications of romance, discussions about female beauty, what? Discussions about female beauty? Does that apply to the males then too? Are the male compliments then also censored, or is this just a female thing? Discussions about female beauty and any mention or implications of a character's age were removed, along with tons of other odd deviations. We have some here. We're going to go ahead and take a look at them. We made a good team coming up with this product together. I'm really grateful, the English version says. The Japanese version says, I'm still a child, so I may not be ready for these sorts of things. See, that makes sense. They're underage. It makes sense to censor. But at the same time, any kind of censorship really is bad. Censorship in games, period, is bad. So really, here we run into an issue here. Should they censor the characters that are underage, or should they just not provide the opportunity here for you to romance the child characters? If they just don't let you romance the kids, then they don't need to censor anything. They can just leave the romance in for everyone else. Problem solved for the people that actually are bothered by this. The other two we already covered. Let's see, there are plenty more from what I can tell. This is actually going to be kind of fun to go through. The Japanese version says, what a lovely smile. It's as if your inner beauty seeps through. Okay, and I'm going to be honest here. It's a bit awkward to say to a girl. The English version, I'm in awe of what a wonderful person that you have become. Yeah, that is completely different, not at all faithful to the original translation. Japanese, I'll also need to polish my inner and outer self or I won't be able to keep up. That just sounds really dumb. So much so, in fact, the English version, of course, here, that I feel I need to start working on my own kindness just to keep up. I mean, I don't really see an issue with that. It's kind of the same thing. Japanese, Oh, you're already fine on the outside, and you've been pretty ever since we've met. I feel like these are terrible. Like, they are so cringe. They shouldn't have actually been included to begin with, but they shouldn't have been censored. English, don't be ridiculous. You've been amazing since the day we've met. I mean, they just replaced pretty with, amazing, so it's still weird, granted. Here, Japanese. You're the one that I've fallen for, so you'd better stay confident. I love you. In English, because if all that wasn't true, you wouldn't be so special to me. Here, on the left in Japan, we have an adult relationship. Here, outside of Japan, Western side of the world, we have a child, an adult. I've fallen for you. I love you. A child, you're special to me. Japanese. Amazing. Emblem Celica. How beautiful. I'll fight as well. Please, Shinryu-sama, I ask that you lend me your power. English. Emblem Celica. How marvelous. So, I mean, that isn't bad. I guess, they replaced how beautiful she is with how marvelous she is. I understand there. Here, Japanese. Your hands were so warm. In English, that was so kind. Like, I don't really think that's censorship. Maybe they just decided they want to change, like, how the scene played out or something. I don't know. I mean, yeah, we can get upset over that, sure. Japanese. So, you like to look at girls conversing with each other? Yes, I love it. I don't participate in the conversation. Of course, I absolutely do not touch. You guys could learn a thing or two from this. All I do is quietly stare at them from afar. Is it not okay? Okay, guys, you could not learn a thing or two from this. No, don't just stare at them longingly like they're a piece of chocolate and you're a 300-pound kid, okay? Don't do that. In English, so you watch people chat in order to learn things. Precisely. There is a deep meaning in these seemingly simple encounters. Through observation, many delightful and subtle details reveal themselves. When one treats them as one would treat a gallery piece, can there possibly be any harm? This literally changes the entire, meaning behind what is going on. This is a terrible translation. Actually, absolutely terrible. We've seen some things that are not worth complaining about, but that is 100% one of them. In Japanese, in English, Divine Dragon Inferno. The new duty is an honor. I will be your steward forever. And in Japanese, I really love you. So English, I'll be your steward forever. In Japanese, I love you. I don't know, do we really need to censor just the word love in the game? Is the love thing an issue? Because I don't understand why that is. But thanks for the compliment. How about we grab dinner together sometime in English? Japanese, although if you're going to compliment me like that, why don't we go have dinner? So, I mean, that's pretty much the same. Both say dinner. In English, yeah, you, me, and some hard-hitting questions like, who is your very best friend and why? Japanese, I want to have a private conversation with the Divine One. Yeah, asking things like, what kind of person is your type? Yeah, there's marginal difference there. A little bit. Then apparently there's some kind of gender confusion. In Spanish, it's clear they're talking to a he, but in English, they try to be as vague as possible. Another instance here. In English, he calls me her child, but in Spanish, I'm her son. Who talks like this? So, I don't know. We can go through, honestly, so many images here. There are just countless images of every single waifu that is present. It is crazy how many of them have had any kind of romantic dialogue removed or completely altered, which in essence alters the very fabric of the conversation and the very fabric of the relationship. Because if you're progressing through the stages of a relationship and you get to a point where the two of you develop feelings for one another and have established that you do in fact have feelings for one another, you reciprocate feelings, then you should be able to express, not but you should be able to at least verbally express that. And the fact that they are limiting that expression by only allowing for you to be friends, to be like best friends with them, like what is this, a game for like 6-year-olds? No, come on, that is so stupid. I'm not even kidding. Censorship is horrible. Seriously, censorship ruins good games, and this is a prime example of a good game ruined by censorship. Players are very warranted in their upset and their disdain of the censorship that is present in this game. Now, if Fire Emblem Engage is not your thing, and I totally get it if it's not, I have 2 different videos on screen right now that'll totally be of interest to you. One featuring a brand new gacha game that is launching into closed beta testing, the final closed beta that you need to be actively aware about. You need to pre-register and get ready next month. The other is a list of every gacha game releasing next month in the month of February 2023. Go have fun with them.